All right, everybody, welcome to Meat on a Stick. This is the training. It's going to be kind of funny, but information is needed. So this is our menu, as you can see here. Zoom in a little bit, you can see what's going on, but for the most part, you get the gist of it. So let's go ahead and let's jump inside, and I'll get telling you some information that you're going to need to know. So, first things first, when you arrive, we need to make sure that you're going to wear your hat, so your hair is out of the way, and make sure you wear an apron. You have to be wearing these at all times if you're around the food. Even if you're the cashier, I'd like to have these on. They're going to be kind of dirty because you're going to be taking different shifts from other people. Just make sure you have that on. When you come and as soon as you get your stuff on, come over here. We've got our cleaning station. This is our hand washing station. We've got our soap, and we've got our hand sanitizer. Anytime you are dealing with food, you need to wash your hands every single time. So if you go from the money to the food, you need to make sure you're washing your hands. That is very important as far as the food board safety and health. There'll be a bucket below the hand washing station. As soon as that is full, we're going to need to dispose of it. So it's going to be in a gray bucket. I'll use this one for example. And as soon as it's full, we'll need to dispose of it. I don't care if it's in one of the bathrooms or if it's in the gutter. It needs to be disposed of, and then put it underneath again once it's done. If this runs out of water, we need to make sure that we get water from the vendors. There should be a hose around that we can have access to public water to fill that up. If it becomes an issue, let one of us know, and we can run home and fill it up and bring it back. This over here is going to be our dish station. It needs to have bleach water in one of them. So we have our rinse, our clean, and our rinse. This is also a mandatory thing. Make sure we have our clean dishes. The only dishes that we are going to be using is our tongs and our bottles. Okay, we don't have a lot of dishes for the main purpose of trying to keep things simple and easy. Do not wash your hands in the dish soap. It is meant for dishes only. Alright, so let's come over here. We're going to talk about ordering. So we have our cash box, but you also have your phone. And your phone is going to have an app called Square on it. Square will have our whole menu on it. You're going to click it for the total. Whoever's there will train you on how to do that specifically so they can have the phone in front of you. It also does cash, so you make sure if someone's paying in cash, you can still use the app for cash. It will tell you the change that needs to deposit it from them. You will use this box in order to do that. Do not leave this box unattended. There are keys to lock it, and you can take the keys with you somewhere else. But please, I would prefer this box not be left alone. At one point in time, you see the box starting to get full with money. Make sure you let someone know so we can put it in our bag and we can take it to the bank so we can make sure we don't have a lot of cash on hand. We do need to have enough for change, but I do not want to have a couple hundreds and $500 in our cash box at a time. These are all the things that we take. As you can see here, we take Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express, so there shouldn't be any issue on that. When people are ordering, you have a menu in front of you. People will start asking questions about allergies or what's in our ingredients. You need to let them know that we do have a sense of wheat, gluten, and sugar. We are not any of those free. We have wheat, gluten, and sugar in our products. If they ask specifics, just say that our sauces are Sweet Baby Ray's and Yoshida's teriyaki sauce. The ingredients and everything they need to know is on the back of the bottle, so they can look it up online if they need to. You do not need to show them the bottle because that will waste time if we're really busy. The pricing is on here as well. The menu should be very simple on the app. It has the pricing already set for you. There's also a way to take orders on here. Over here we're going to have our abilities to take an order. You'll have a Sharpie in your box. There'll be multiple Sharpies in case it runs out. This is the tray that they're going to take their meat in. In order to take their order, you're going to write it on the back of this. Do the best you can to not put your fingers in here. You've been handling money. You do not want to be putting your fingers in there. So if you can hold it like this and have the pen open and lightly write it here, just enough so the person over here knows what they need to be doing. There's abbreviations on here to help you understand. Person who's at here can help you understand that even more. Write their order on here. If it's a large order, please use more than one and ask them for their name. Write their name down. Then the person over here, who is standing over here, will take that order. They will take it over here, and they will take it to the grill, and they will get the meat that they need off the grill. Whether the person hands them the meat who's doing the grill, or they grab it for themselves with the tongs. Then you take this over here. There should only be 2 sticks at a time in these boats. Please do not put more than 2 sticks at a time in these boats. Then it is your job over here to drizzle it with the sauce. Now we need to know if they want teriyaki or barbecue sauce. So there will be a T or a B next to the stick for a teriyaki or barbecue. You're going to drizzle it back and forth for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Not very much because we need to make sure we save it. Then you come over here. This order's for Megan. Megan, I have your order. Ba-bum. If they say I have more than one, say all right. I will fulfill your order as fast as I can. Here's the first part of it. If they have drinks or chips as an order, the cashier is in charge of the drinks and the chips. They can delegate that if it gets too busy to someone else. Maybe we just have someone doing chips and drinks, period, and that's all they do, just depending on the flow of it. The chips and the drinks will be over here. We also will have bins underneath the tables labeled with the drinks that we have. We will continuously run out of drinks. I will put a list of what drinks that we have out here as well, so you can tell them what types of drinks we have. As of right now, we have Coke and Pepsi products, root beer, Shasta, Gatorade, and water. Alright, so I hope that that's been taken care of. Here are these for those orders. The wind is starting to pick up, so you need to make sure that we aren't losing any of these because they are light. So when you have a lot of orders that are coming through, we will throw them in a bin so the wind doesn't blow away, okay? So you can keep track of your orders. Preferably you'll do it one at a time so you shouldn't be backed up. It should be very simple flow. Over here is a cutting board, okay? You're more than welcome to use it for your trays if you need to. It may not be here when you get here because I'm using it to cut the pineapple. For the grill, whoever is doing the grill needs to maintain it at all times. The grill will be on at all times. We cannot leave the grill unmaintained, unattended. There will be a person over here who will be putting the meat on the sticks. It is very important that you put gloves on if you're going to be handling the raw meat. The only person under the booth who is not wearing gloves is the person who's doing the cash. Everybody else needs to be wearing gloves. If your gloves break, you need to take them off, wash your hands, and put new gloves on. It's very important. Once you take your gloves off, you need to wash your hands again. Person doing a grill can salt it. The meat will be in your refrigerator. You pull the meat out. There's pork and chicken that we have. And the pork and chicken, you pull it out. There'll be skewers sitting right here. You take the skewer, and as of right now, we have 3 ounces of meat on our sticks in 2.5 ounces sections. So that's 6 pieces of meat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The grill person can do this, or if it gets so busy, we can have someone else in here doing that. Our 4th person is a floater. They do whatever is needed to be done. Take it over here, put it on the grill. The person will flip it continuously. One thing that's really important is to make sure that our meat is cooked through. We're going to have a thermometer that's going to be on top of the fridge so that you can temp your meat. It needs to be at 165. Alright, 165 is the temperature that our meat needs to be at before we take it out. We do not need to temp every single stick that comes through, but we do need to make sure that it is cooked thoroughly. Pork is something that has to be cooked, and chicken has to be cooked thoroughly. So, our method here is that there should be some put off to the side that will be on the grill already ready to pick up because they're done. They're just staying warm. What side that's on, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we're there. There is a clipboard here on top of the fridge. Our meat needs to be temped every 3 hours. I will have a timer on the board. Unfortunately, I bought one that only goes for an hour. So every hour, that timer will go off, and you have to keep a tally of what time it is and put a check to say, all right, and as soon as there's 3 checks on the board, there's a temperature that needs to be taken. The temperature thermometer is in the refrigerator on top of the dial in the fridge. It needs to say that it's at 40 or below in the refrigerator. If it is not, we need to throw some ice in the refrigerator to bring it down. The health department may come around and make sure that we're taking the temp on our things. All right, last thing there has to be someone in the booth at all times that has a food permit. I have a food permit, Gente has a food permit, Lizzie Ferguson has a food permit, and Jeff Osler has a food permit. That's 4 people. One person of those 4 people have to be in the booth at all times. I'm going to read through some of the important things for food handlers permit for when you show up. We need to have clean water at all times in our buckets. If it looks like it's getting dirty, we need to rinse it and put more bleach into it and bring it back, as well as the container underneath the hand washing station. We need to make sure that we have hair restraints. That's for our hats here. Single-use of disposable gloves. Again, if your gloves look like they're getting old, throw them away. We have a trash can in the back. If the trash is getting full, we need to take the trash out. No jewelry on hands, but wedding rings are okay, or on wrists. No bracelets or no rings. So ice may be never used for more than one thing. The only thing we should be using ice for is our drinks and possibly for the fridge if it looks like it's getting too hot. I hope if there are any other questions at night, we will be putting the tarps up, hopefully to help us have the shade. But I'm excited. I hope it's something fun for all of us to have a good time. Make sure you do not put any food on the floor. Again, no food on the floor. It has to have at least a 6-inch elevation in order for it to be approved by the Board of Health. I hope you have fun and welcome to Meat on a Stick.